on the matches tonight as well. We have 2 matches in lower bracket round 5, and we have 2 matches in upper bracket round 4 as well. We have these elimination matches. Solar versus Krystianer coming up first in a ZvP, followed by Cure versus Skillus in a TvP. Whew, okay, the elimination matches, they do continue here. Again, it was previously in this tournament where it was even a couple of days ago, we did end up covering Cure taking down Spirit. Spirit was eliminated by Cure. Alas, Nightmare was eliminated by Skillus. We had Mana eliminated by Krystianer, and Shin got eliminated by Solar as well. So again, it was pure mirror matchups. That was again a couple of days ago, but now we're here. Now we are back with upper bracket round 5, and we are here to determine who will advance on into the next round. Ready to find out? Let's go. Let us go as we are jumping into our first match, into our first best of 5. As a reminder, these are all going to be best of 5s. I believe it is a best of 7 grand finals, and we will get there in the coming days, in the coming week. Until then, game 1 is going to be on Whispers of Gold. Let's go. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the red Polish Protoss player representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. We go. And again, Krystianer, he has been looking so strong recently. I'll be honest, I was favoring Mana in their previous round, in their previous series, but Krystianer, who's able to barely bring him down, did end up eliminating Mana from the tournament here. And Krystianer has been getting some very good results in this matchup as well. I have taken notice. We have seen Krystianer take it to some of these big Zerg names. And we'll see if we can do it again. Similarly to Mana, for example, Krystianer has also been heavily relying here on more Immortal, Archon, Storm-based play. Not as heavily as Mana. Almost every game exclusively does open up Archon drop into Storm. Here, Krystianer typically opens up a little bit differently here, and we'll get an eye on Krystianer. It is how Krystianer was able to defeat a laser, if you recall. He was able to bring him down multiple times throughout the course of 2024. When it comes to the offline events happening in Poland, and we'll see how he compares to Solar. Again, it was also in recent times where Geralt was able to knock Solar down. I believe he actually knocked him down in not quite this was it this event? Not quite this event, but in the last week, I want to say that Geralt did take Solar down. Can he do it again, or can Krystianer do the same as what Geralt did accomplish? Let's go. Let us go. As for now, Hatchcast full, standard opener out of Solar. And likewise, Krystianer going to be settling in back and going for a standard opener as well. Just gate expanded, cybercore. Like, nothing crazy here out of Krystianer, nothing crazy out of Solar. As I mentioned before, Krystianer, he is typically one that does thrive in the mid game. We expect a standard Stargate opener into Robo, into Twilight Council, into Archons, into just building up a death pool of an Archon Immortal army before moving out across the map. We'll see if we can get there though, because again, this map that we're loading into, Whispers of Gold, is known for aggression, is known for favoring more all-in styles, more aggressive kind of opportunities here are going to be available to our players, and Solar is one to embrace all-ins more often than not. In recent times, like especially in this matchup specifically, he is one to just cut corners, to cut workers, to commit, to go all-in, and try to break his opponent. That's been the MO for Solar in ZvP for quite some time now. With mixed success. True. But now, there's that Stargate. Stargate on the way from Krystianer. From here into Oracle or Void Ray. Again, there are options. How he does want to approach this. There it is. It is going to be the Oracle first. So Oracle moving out. So the goal here is to get some economic damage. The goal is to get some scouting as well. Get an eye on any early gases, early tech, early lair, early any early shenanigans here from Solar. Outside of that, keeping an eye on it and kind of move out, defending, and taking a third base. Really, my eyes are going to be on Krystianer when it comes to the follow-up of after the third expansion, the timing of the Twilight Council, any earlier Robo. Let's see. Eyes are on Krystianer. Oracle does move out across the map. There's that third base. Solely comes in for a scout to make sure that there is an expansion. Likewise, Overlord is going to be deflected from the main. Speaking of deflected, so is the Oracle. The Oracle and Overlord going to be pinned back. And we are not making that second Oracle. Okay, so already here, Krystianer, he is mixing it up. First Oracle is being active, but we are preserving that gas. And what are we going to spend it on? Is my question here. As was, there we go. We're waiting for our tech. Twilight Counter and a Forge. It's really risky to skip this Oracle, and based on the resources, it looks like, I don't know if that was intentional from Krystianer, but it tells me that a Link Flood a little bit sooner would have definitely posed a threat to this expansion. Krystianer, does get in position. Denies the scout. Does pull it in time. And we have Solo going for +1 melee. Now, this typically signifies that we're going to be skipping Roach speed. Oh, sorry, I should say. We're going to be skipping Roaches. Typically, this leads into Ling Hydra production. We'll see if Solo does still throw down a safety Roach Horn just to be secure. The answer is no. He skips the Roach Horn entirely. He's going Lings into Banelings. Meanwhile, this is what we assumed here. Remember what we said earlier, how Krystianer, he's one to embrace Archon Immortal? That's what we're seeing here. Twilight Council into +1. No upgrade into a faster Temple Archives into Archons. And this is not exactly how Mana approaches this build. If you recall, I was mentioning that Mana typically goes for an Archon drop opener after the Stargate. So Stargate opener into Archon drop, then into Storm, then into Immortals. Here we're just avoiding Archon drops entirely as the Robo is much later. So yeah, this is just a much more passive style here from Krystianer, at least early on. It's similar, but different to how Mana approaches this. Lings get a pulse around here on the Robo. Banelings on the way as well. Solar just rallying across the map. Now he is running up behind this, but we'll see how much damage he can get. Robo does fall. That's going to be a kill. Massive pickoff. Banelings are denied. And Solar, he pulls away. But the damage has been done. Without that Robo, if we did want to go for like a delayed Archon drop, then there is no... I mean, there are Archons, there's no Prism. There's no War Prism here. There's no Immortals either. That all has been delayed. There's another strand here on the Zealot. Archons are revealed. And now Solo knows. Solo, he's aware what's going on. Is where it is Nobbling Stalkers. And from here, he can be a little bit greedier. There we go. He's joining up his third base. Now getting workers here at his fourth as well. And I worry that much more for Krystianer. More Zealots, more Archons. And with all these gateways on the way, it looks like he's going for 3-base all-in. I'm assuming this just because there's no fourth, right? We could otherwise be seeing a fourth expansion. But Krystianer now is committing. And there it is. And there is that War Prism. This should be lined up here to just move out across the map to reinforce all these Zealots with all these Archons. And without Roaches, this is going to be a tough hold. Again, like that, I know that Krystianer, he's had a bit of a lackluster start to the game, losing the Robo, being pinned back home, losing a couple of units here and there, but his economy has been untouched, and the Archon count is getting higher. It's building up, it's getting higher. We're building up that death ball of an army, and Lingbane Hydra can struggle against Mass Archon. Now we're going to be hitting before Storm. This is a pre-Storm push. Dog save knocked down. Krystianer going to be reinforcing. Solo's in position, and these Banelings, they need to connect. Oh. They do need to connect here. Ooh, and upon seeing this army, Krystianer, he's like, nope. He backs the hell up. He retreats, and he takes another expansion. So fourth base on the way. A little on right towards the right-hand side. And now we start Storm. So Storm has begun. But the problem here is that I don't know if Krystianer can actually hold on to that fourth. Like, we'll see if he can even hold on to his third. As Solar, he is building up his Link Bane, getting ready for his own push. Oh, spots stasis. Hands out, Bane's out the stasis traps, nicely done. Bane is rolling in towards the mineral line, and the stasis goes, oh no! Oh my god. The boys, they are pulled away. Bane is going to crash into Archons more than anything. Yeah, Banelings are dealt with, but there's still so many more Hydras. We need those Zealots. We need charge on to dive in. And looks like they are. Not bad. Oh my god, these are slow Hydras. Hydras are getting chased down. Krystianer, he holds his own. And he trades very well here. And now is the time to keep pushing, to counterattack. And this time, Storm is done. Storm is ready. Krystianer, he does have momentum on his side, but he needs those Storms to connect. As there are 13 Banelings on the way, they're going to finish up in time. Oh no! Oh my god. We get one good Storm, the other gets spent. So a rough second Storm there for Krystianer. And upon running out of Storms, he backs up. I think this is the wise choice. It's a hard call to make because you are so close to breaking Solar. 100%. Like, he was so close. He has to pull away. He has no Storms. He has to wait for that timing. Fourth base under fire. Last he has to engage. Up in and make. Oh no! High Templar! Oh my god, High Templar do hold on. But alas, we are running out of Archons. And Solar, it looks like he will take the fight. Takes down every High Templar. Templar go down, Archons as well. Zealots will clean up these Zealots at late. We need these Zealots seconds ago. And now what's the backbone to this army? 1 Archon, 0 Storm. And Krystianer is all in. He's all in at this point. And imagine this push with like 2 more Archons, like 2 or 3 more Archons. That would be game. I mean, despite that, we're still breaking through. Like, mate, we're still popping up. Hydra's gonna be picked up. Baneling's about to finish. We have another warp in. Baneling's get some decent connections, but GG gets called, and Solar, he does not have enough. Krystianer takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played, Krystianer. He does take a lead in this series. And again, this is the power, this is the strength of this kind of style here, especially on a smaller map, is to be able to strike just as your opponent takes a bad fight, or as your opponent does throw away a bunch of supply. If you recall, Solar, he did lose a lot of his Link Bane in the lead up to that final attack, as he was attacking the 4th base of his opponent, a 4th base that never got up and running, never got saturated, but Krystianer, he was able to barely take the better fight. It was still close though, still very close. Again, he just had the 1 Archon, but the pure Zealot was enough. Banelings were not ready in time. GG. GG, well played. Whew. Krystianer does take game 1, and we'll see if he can continue this streak. As we load into a much larger map this time, we're loading into Gresvan. Let's go. Let us go. And again, Krystianer, he is 1 step closer here to achieving what Geralt also achieved not too long ago. Let's see if he can pull this off. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gresvan, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Zerg player, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. We go. Now, what you saw out of Krystianer last game, which was Stargate into Archon, into like a charge Archon timing, then into delayed Storm, is the kind of style that we expect to see from Krystianer moving forward in this series. As we were kind of alluding to, a lot of the Polish Protoss players, I'm referring to Mana, Krystianer, and Geralt, they have been enjoying this style. They've been having a lot of success with it as well, and especially on some of these smaller maps, it can be very effective. Here on a larger map like Gresvan, I'm less convinced. Because of that, I would want to see Krystianer not go for the charge timing, go for maybe the same builds, but again, maybe go for a faster Storm. I mean, this is why typically I do prefer Mana's way of doing this, because Mana does open up, or I should say he follows up the Oracle with an Archon drop to be active, to harass, to get some drone damage, to pick up some Overlords. I would like to see that kind of variation more so than just building up and going for a charge timing. I do think it's going to be less effective here, but we'll see. We'll see how Krystianer will adapt. And so now Solar, he is going to be building up. Again, Hatch Cat's pulled. Hold on. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Hello? Hello? Hopefully everything's okay. As we're now getting into game 2. Oh. Hopefully you can hear me. But I was notified that there was something wrong with our audio, so there we go, there we go. I was notified there was something wrong with our audio, so hopefully everything is better here coming into game number 2. Okay, here we go. So far, Stargate. Stargate opening into the Oracle. Let's move out across the map. Don't know what I did. All I did was unplug and replug the mic. Let's go. Let us go. As back at home, it's going to be a Twilight Council opener at a Krystianer. Or Twilight Council follow-up. Before the expansion. Okay. So this is before the third base, before the Nexus. It's going to be much more aggressive, much more assertive. From here, we can go for earlier Glaives. We can go for earlier Blink. Regardless, it's going to be much more committed here for Krystianer. It is going to be much more committed. But I do apologize if my voice sounded more flat in the last game. But should be fixed. I just unplugged and replugged the mic. And there it is, Glaives. So again, it's going to be much more aggressive here from Krystianer. Now, Sola, he should notice that the third base is delayed, right? The third base, it was delayed. It was later than usual, later than normal. So something is wrong, something is amiss. Despite knowing that, though, can he get the scout up? And now gets us around, takes down the Adept, not bad. Adept does full, Oracle races back home. Remember, there is no second Oracle. As Krystianer does move out. Does move out across the map. Oop. Gonna be zoned away by those queens. Krystianer, he doesn't quite find a way in. But again, this isn't really designed to find damage here. It's just keeping his opponent pinned back home. Thankfully, there is a safety Roach Warren, so Solar, he is aware that something is wrong, something is amiss, and here come the Adepts. Adepts, they're pushing. Now, is this a little bit too soon? How many Adepts do we have? 10. 10 so far. Remember, there is no Robo, there is no War Prism. So Krystianer, he is macroing behind this, working towards Blink and +1. This is not an all-in, but this does need to get damage. The wall is wide open, making his way towards the third. Up. Gets a couple of drone kills. 2 drones going down. Does get 2 workers, and will shade towards that third base once again. Up. Can he get in? He's not quite. Doesn't quite make his way in. Likewise, Queens, they deflect, and Krystianer, he's forced back. He does not get enough damage. He gets 2 drone kills that he's mining here at the third base, but that is all he does get. He was hoping for more. From here, Solar, he does hold. Krystianer falling behind. Krystianer, he's going to be vulnerable here until he gets +1 and Blink. Until he gets his upgrades. Dives back in. He gets 1 queen. Not bad. Gets 1. Attempts to get another. Won't be able to do so. Perhaps they're forced to retreat. Attempted to come into the shade, but doesn't go for it. And Solar, he does hold on, does maintain his economy. We have the infestation bit on the way, and Krystianer, he's working towards Archons once again. This time, he is in a worse position than the previous game, as he has no pushing power, and again, Solar, he's free to just drone, to be greedy, to cut corners, get a 4th base. Again, thankfully, Solar did not skip his Roach Warren. Oof, as the Oracle goes down. But if the Roach Warren was skipped, I mean, that could have been game. That could have been game then and there. This time, Solar being much more Roach heavy. Much more Roach heavy here. Hydrogen is turned down. The Hydra's on the way. And from here, Solar, he can even take up into Lurkers. I mean, that's just how much freedom he has right now. Hive is on the way. Hive Den into Lurker, Den into Lurker Tech. Solar, he's on the way. We'll lose 5 drones, not bad. Krystianer does get 5 worker kills. From here, he's building up towards Storm, and potentially can hit a timing before the Lurkers are ready, but once the Lurkers arrive, Krystianer, he can't really do much. That's the problem here. He is on the timer. Letting Zaytron to run by. Catching out the Adepts. Looking for the other 2. Jeez, that's a lot of roaches. And here we go. Krystianer, he has to commit. Here and now. He has Storm. He has 5 High Templar. Soon to be 5 Storms. And if this was only Ling Hydra, I could favor Krystianer here. But because of all these roaches, it makes things more difficult. It's a much more robust army. Less vulnerable to Storm. Krystianer moving in. Yo, we got the slow lots. Let's go. Contamination here on charge. Love to see it. Roaches, they do hit the 4th base. They force the defensive warp in. And Krystianer, he turns back around. Lurker Den is done. Lurker upgrades on the way. Krystianer is consolidating his army. That means that the 4th base is going to be more exposed. Lurker production has begun. Uh-oh. And there's 0 detection. No observer. Oh god, the Lurkers are here. And again, there's no observer. There's no oracle. 4th base under fire. Krystianer's being pulled apart. He will defend, but he still has no answer. Not to the Lurkers. And now he's going to Sky Toss. Oh. It's a rough transition here for Krystianer. There's now a massive window in this game where he's vulnerable to these Lurkers. As Sky Toss is just so far away. Lays hit the mineral line for a second time. 7 probe kills. Krystianer, he rotates. Does rotate over. Going for the expansion. Nice Storms. The base is going to fall. And he has to back up. Again, he cannot fight this head on. So far, good pick up here from Krystianer. He has to poke in, poke out. Snipe expansions. As once again, oh, he blinks in, but he's going for the base. Can he get it? He barely can. At a cost, a lot of Stalkers go down in the process. It's 11 so far. There's a massive roach counterattack. We force a recall. And nice into the main. Krystianer's being pulled apart here. He will clean up these roaches, but what about the main base? He doesn't notice. Does notice in time. No defensive warp ins. Krystianer, he's distracted. More links here towards the 3rd base, and here comes Atnitis. Here come the Lurkers. And Solo is going for the kill. He's going for the checkmate move. He denies and depowers every single Stargate. And Solo, upon taking control of the main base, he has to control the game. He just has control of the game here. Storm's coming in. I mean, they do help. Oh god, but nothing's gonna touch this. GG gets called, and Solar, he will tie the series 1-1. GG. Will tie the series up again. Krystianer, unfortunately, his opener was just lackluster. Remember, he went for Glaive Adepts. He went for Glaive Adepts. Glaive Adepts, they killed 2 drones and a queen. Just not enough damage. Did set him behind, and did set him down a path of, I mean, the one that we saw, of course, where he just wasn't able to achieve too much when it came to his pushes, when it came to his storm timing. Was able to snipe some bases, but not much more than that. Not much more than that. And with that, we're tied up. We're tied up 1-1. We are going into game number 3. And we'll see who can take a lead in this series as we are loading into ley lines. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have our Polish Protoss player, our red Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Falcons, fighting back and making a series out of this. It is Solar. Now, it is on these smaller maps that I do favor Krystianer. When it came to Whispers of Gold, when it comes to ley lines, Ultra Love as well, I want to believe that Krystianer, he's not really looking to head towards a longer, later game. He wants to hit these earlier timing attacks instead. Game 1, it was the initial charge timing followed by the storm timing. Game 2 did feel like Adepts into Storm once again. Here I'm feeling something similar, and that can be more successful on these smaller maps. It's the larger ones where Solar has more time to breathe, more time to tech up, and more time to get into lurkers. As Krystianer, he had no answers to them. But clearly Krystianer, he has shown us that he's willing to mix up and shake up his openers. True. Did do that last game. Does he have any more builds up his sleeve? Something like Glaives could be more effective on ley lines, but I don't want to see Glaives 2 games in a row. I don't think that's the wisest of moves. Especially after it did fail. As Krystianer, he does pull back. Keeping an eye on the opener of Solar, so far standard play. And based on the pylon placement, we should be seeing a Stargate. As the pylon is thrown down closer towards the edge of the map. Well, at the edge of the main. So it should be once again a Stargate opener. The question becomes, from that Stargate, do we go into Glaives? Do we go into Blink? Do we go into Charge? Do we take into Archons again? I think that answer is a given. I think the answer is yes. We're going to head in a similar direction. But how do we get there? As there is that Stargate. Krystianer does poke in. And just keeping tabs on Solar, just making sure there is no early gas. Making sure that Solar is actually joining. It's actually saturating. There's that first Oracle. Our eyes on Krystianer. Where do we go from here? Third base. Okay, so far so good. Oracle opener into a third. From here, we could go into +1 and Blink, which we have yet to really embrace this game or this series. For the first time this series, so that's a second Oracle. Okay, he's playing he's crazy. He's playing standard. Second Oracle's on the way. First one moves out. And this does seem to be something more standard, like a Forge and the Twilight Council. So Krystianer, he is shaking it up even more. Oracles, they do move back. Next is getting halfway done. Solar back at home, happily droning. We should be seeing a safety Roach Warren soon, especially since there is no Evo Chamber. Oh! Oracles have in, they get punished! Yeah, the punish is real. Krystianer, he pulls away. There's that Forge and Twilight Council, looks like +1 and Blink. And there it is, there's that Roach Warren thrown down. Just under the 5-minute mark. Let's get his Roach Warren. Lair as well. This is where Stalkers can be more effective. Okay, yeah. We got a forge. I wasn't too certain. There's that forge. Depths, they do shade in. And just like the previous games, as the depths are being shut down, they do get a couple of drone kills. Not bad. Four drones do fall. Up. Oracle's back into that third. Getting another drone. Depths gets 2 more workers in the main base. 7 in total. Can we get 8? Oh, barely not. Nicely done. 7 drone kills. We are not going for a blink. It's +1 into Archons. So +1 into the Temple Archives, into the Robo. This is a very similar build than what we saw on Game 1 in Whispers of Gold, if you recall. So very similar to Game 1. And as I mentioned before, like, this is a more unique Krystianer style. Again, I'm not too in love with it, especially on some of these larger maps, just because you have no early game aggression. You have the Oracles, yes, but nothing more than that, as opposed to your typical way of getting into this with the Archon drop. Ooh, double Robo. Okay. Different variation with double Robo. We're going Mass Immortal. I mean, to be fair, Krystianer, he did scout the Roach Warren this time. So as opposed to Whispers of Gold, where it was going to be Lingbane Hydra, here he's aware of the Roaches and is getting ready for them. And he's going to be going for Mass Immortal. And he should be moving out with like 6 or so Immortals. Until such a time. To have the drop lords into the main. And Solar, he is looking to go for an all-in. I don't think he plans to join up the 4th base. So we have a Ling drop towards the main, and we're massing up Roaches as we speak. Very low speed is late though. Lings, they unload. Krystianer is distracted. Cross into the middle line. Probe's going to be going down. So far, 4 probe kills, not bad. Does get 4 workers. There's another warp in. And again, Solo, this 4th base is just for show. It's just for larva, not for saturating. And we need to build up back at home. Krystianer, don't think he notices. Don't think he does notice. Trying to keep up with the Lings, going for his own stellar counterattack. Back at home, how many Immortals do we have? So far, 1. Just the 1. Just 1 Immortal. Now he knows. This is a tell. He gets in, gets 2 drone kills. There's nothing here. There's nothing back at home. Takes down the Ravager. Zealots, they do hit the natural, and here comes the all-in. Here comes Solar. Solar, he's completely all-in. Creep is spreading. No shield battery. No shield batteries. No side defense. Krystianer, he is not ready for this. Takes out an Oracle. I mean, Storm does help, but against Roach Ravager, it's not as ideal. Good Storm. There's what, 2 Storms left, soon to be 3. Second Storm. Cybercore is going to fall. The Immortal's exposed. The Immortal goes down instantly. Another nice Storm. It looks like there's 1, soon to be 2 more Storms remaining. Robo goes down. And Krystianer, he's just being torn apart here. Again, he was just woefully underprepared for the all-in. He had no idea. He scattered too late. And he responded too late as well. Another Storm goes up. Whilst they do connect, Solo getting into the main. Krystianer, he will surround this though, but at the same time we have more army head towards the 3rd base. And he's just being torn apart left and right. Gonna defend both locations at once. Another Archon goes down. And Solo, he has done it. He can take a Storm. It's fine. It's fine. He likes it, man. He likes it. Rushes past, gets over the High Templar. And Krystianer is being broken. GG. Solar, he does take a 2-1 lead. Whew. GG, well played. In the lead up to the series, we spoke about how Solar has been very fond of all-ins in this matchup. And yep, that's what we're getting. That's what we're seeing here. As Solar, he does cut workers. He does go for basically a 3-base all-in Roach Ravager Queen with some links to distracting the main base. And unfortunately, Krystianer, by the time he realized what was going on, it was too late. It was too late. The army had already arrived. And Krystianer, he had 0 shield batteries. He had no defensive setup. Was not ready. Was not ready for Solar. And now we're getting into our next game. We're loading into game number 4. And we'll see if Krystianer can force the ace match or if it all ends here and now. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala. We have the red Protoss player. We have the Polish Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Go. So we are going to be settling in. And this also shows one of the other weaknesses, and that I should have emphasized as well, of Krystianer's style. If you're not following up the initial Oracle with the Archon drop, then you have that much less information to work with, right? You have less units being active on the map, you're active a lot later because of that, and it becomes more difficult to scout and to confirm what exactly your opponent's up to, because you have just less on the field. You're that much more reliant on the oracles and your adepts to get some information. Here, hatch, gas, pull. Standard open out of Solar. If you're curious about the build that I'm referring to, it's Stargate opener into a third base, into a Robo first, Robo before the Twilight Council. It is lined up in such a way where your War Prism would finish up in time with the... Sorry, the War Prism gets across the map in time with the Temple Archives. To morph in the Archons, to drop, and then from there you can go towards like Storm and Charge and into the same kind of end goal that Krystianer had. I guess last game was a little bit different because he was going Mass Immortal, if you recall. He was going for a double Robo Mass Immortal, but didn't quite get there in time. But now, Overlord does dip in. Overlord dips into natural, just confirming standard build. Pylon once again set up for a Stargate. And on a larger map like Amygdala, I mean, this is a much larger map, much more known for macro play, longer games. I do favor Krystianer trying to get into his own build at least, but something that we have seen almost every game from Solar on Amygdala is an all-in, specifically a German taxi. And the reason for this is the rush distance by ground is quite long, as you have to go the long way around the edges of the map, but it's short rush distance by air. These rocks, they do complicate things, but again, if you go for a drop lord all in, you can just go right down the center, right down mid, and avoid all this terrain, and just get into the face of your opponent. And we've seen that a lot from Solar in this matchup, specifically on Amygdala. And we'll see if we see that again. As the Adept does threaten the shade. Making his way behind the mineral line. Oh, shading in. Gets one. Gets one. Drone is going to get a second. It's okay. Getting a third towards the end. Nicely done. 3 drones to 2 adepts. Oracle moves out. And my eyes are on Krystianer. Ooh, as he does go for the Robo before the expansion even. Okay. Early Robo. Into a Twilight Council. Now, let's get into it. Ooh, the Oracle takes a lot of hits, gets 4 drones, does get away. Now, with the faster Robo, this does look like a Prism into Archons. We were actually just talking about this build, but this is looking like a 2-base all-in. Never mind. As the opener that I was referring to still gets a 3rd base. Not this one. Okay, let's go. And Solar, he knows. At least he sees the Robo. Like he saw the early Robo. He confirms there is no 3rd base with these Lings. He's aware that something is wrong. And there's the Temple Archives for the Archon. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we've seen this build before from Krystianer. It looks like a 2-base all-in. It's very committed on 2 bases. That is true, but he's still expanding. He's still going to take a 3rd base. So it's a bit of an inefficient opener, but... Again, ideally does force an overreaction. There's that 3rd. And here come the This is Krystianer's version of Archon drop. And again, this is designed to give Krystianer some map control, give him scouting information. As the Archons are on the way. The problem is, because the third base is so late, he's that much more committed here. Like, he needs to get more damage done. As he will get an Overlord. Takes down an Overlord. Does run into the Queens. In doing so, will barely not get a Queen kill. Prism takes a lot of hits. Oh my god. Takes a lot of damage. Nice control so far. The Queen, one Queen does fall. Just the one. Oh, the weakened Archon is up in danger. Krystianer does pull away in time. Thankfully. Does pull away. Ooh, Infestation Mid on the way here for Solar. He is not going for an all-in. He is building up towards a longer game state. Towards a Hive. As there is no Spore here at the natural. Getting a couple of drones. Heroes going down, not bad. Bad here from Krystianer. Building up his Immortals, getting to +1, into charge. Krystianer's still setting up and he's just keeping his opponent busy. Ooh, and I assumed that it was going to be for a Hive, but no, it's going to be for Swarm Host. Oh my god. I mean, the thought did cross my mind, but I didn't think that Solo was really much of a Swarm Host player. Never mind. And Swarm Host can do quite well here, similarly to why something like a German Taxi can do well. The rush distance by air is quite short, and we could see setups here in the center of the map, over on the left-hand side, the right-hand side as well. There are some nice locations for these Swarm Hosts, and they are revealed just barely to the Prism.
Our fate.
Now, where Swarm Host can really excel is if a player does not open Blink, and as we know, and as Solo knows as well, it's a charge-based follow-up. Charge on Archon. This is where Swarm Host can excel. The reason for this is because it's difficult to really punish. It's difficult to punish. Krystianer, who does catch one of the Ravagers. He's up to 4 Immortals. Let's see if he can break through. Local save is going to be spent defensively. Save is coming in. Nice force fields. Despite that Locust Wave, they go for the Archon, and one Archon does not go down. But despite that, they still get so much damage done here on the main army. Nice juggling, but they did the job. They did buffer quite well. And now the Roach Ravager is going to be too much. Solar started stepping forward. We need some kind of buffer. Immortal does not go down, but still exposed. Oh my god. Clutch micro there from Krystianer. No! Clutch micro, one Immortal still falls. Diving on top of the Roaches. Solar juggling. Another Warping coming in, but here comes that second Locust Wave. The Locust Wave, they do continue. And Krystianer, he cannot fight this head on. Not against all those Swarm Hosts. Pull away, up. Rush micro. Does pull back. Saves a couple of key units. It does save them, trades well against the Roaches. Again, whenever there isn't a Locust Wave, Krystianer, he can fight well. So let's respect them. As we do need a couple more seconds here for Solar. Does run and fight. There it is. Locust Wave on the way once again. Krystianer, he has to pull back. Real fast and real quick. Oh no, the Immortal! Oh my god. Yeah, the Immortal does choke this up. Archon goes down. Wings are trying to collapse in the army. I mean, Krystianer, he is trading well here. Fights back. Solar, he has to retreat. Building up his forces. We're still waiting for Storm. Storm is still halfway done. Still very tense. In a head-on fight without the Storm Host, I do favor Krystianer. But only in that kind of scenario. Only without the Locust Wave. As Krystianer does move out. Ooh, Locust Wave going to be spent on the natural. That means it's not home to defend. Uh-oh. Yeah, the Stormers are not at home. Immortals, they do push in. Storm is ready. Massive Storm on the Roaches. Base is going to fall. At the same time, Zells they catch reinforcements. Natural base is going to go down. And Krystianer's all in. He's all in here. His goal to end the game. Takes down the Night Storm. Another big Storm. It's moving forward. Where's that War Prism? Still on the other side. And there are no reinforcements. Oh my god. Another brutal Storm. Oh, Krystianer, though, is about to be surrounded. Let's be careful. Pulling back. Does have a Storm. But here comes the surround. Storm does summon up some of those Locusts. A lot of... Oh my god, all the Locusts even. Yeah, they are going down, but the High Templar have exposed. No! The High Templar, they go down one after the other. Massive pickups. Ay, ay, ay. Krystianer is running out of steam. If it wasn't for that loss, he could keep going. With that, he lost his natural. Still saturated on 3 bases. Krystianer, sorry, Solar, he did lose a 4th. Both players are hurting. Krystianer, he rotates towards the top side. So does Solar. Krystianer is keeping up. At the same time, here it comes out the Storm Host. They get caught out. A premature Locust Wave. But now's the timing. Like, now we have to go. Krystianer, he knows that the Stormers are not available to defend. Ooh, Gateway's being depowered. Okay, well, that's going to be a kill in the expansion. It's a kill. Krystianer moving in. Does move in. There's plenty of Storms. Knocks down the Roach Warren, not bad. Krystianer, he can win the game with this push, but the Stormers, they're ready. The Stormers are ready. Locust Wave popping off. This will buy time. Krystianer, he needs to respect it. Solo this time, he's ready for the Zealots. Gateway's repowered. Oh my god. It was a repowered. Krystianer, he does spot the counterattack. And we might just go for a base trade. At this moment, the base trade might be the option. But the Locust Wave is almost ready once again. It's been taking so long. Archon goes down. Brutal Storm. These Hydras, they should melt. Krystianer making his way in, but here come those Storm Hosts. Here comes the Locust Wave. Collapsing the army, they do catch one Archon, one Immortal, a second Archon as well, brutal pickups, 0 Archons left. Krystianer, he needs to reinforce his army. Zelts are on the way. Zelts are on the way, base is going to go down. Oh, he recalls! Yeah, he's forced to recall. Robus get depowered, this is just buying time. Is there a Prism? There's not. No War Prism. And his one chance would have been to commit to the base trade here. Now he's forced back home. We have armies on the left, armies on the right. Krystianer is out of position. And so he's winning this base trade. I mean, we're not even trading. He's just killing the bases. Just killing the expansions. Krystianer is too late to move out. And he's losing too much here. And I can sense the frustrations because, again, Krystianer, he wins a fight head-on. Like, if these armies clash, then Krystianer, he wins, 100%. But, I mean, that's why Solar's counterattacking. That's why he's not engaging. That's why he's buying time. Soul's like, I can't fight you. I don't need to. He doesn't need to fight this army. True. He does not need to fight. Local save getting ready. Getting ready for another surround. It's collapsing of the High Templar. It is going to be timing in. Solar, can he focus on? He gets one, he gets two, he gets three. Oh my god. Takes down 3 High Templar. Nice storms. Army barely survives. But again, the final base is under fire. And Krystianer, he's on the timer. He doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough to keep pushing. And Solar, he's doing it. He is doing it here. Krystianer, he's racing back home. He knows this is his final mining base. Turns all the way back around. And this is the issue with this large map with Amygdala. It takes so long to counterattack and come back home and push and then race back. If this was a smaller map, then I would favor Krystianer. That's not where we are. That's another base that's going to go down. At this one, it might just be too late. Krystianer, he's now got 0 Archons left. His army's just so vulnerable. The Vials! Oh my god. Vials take down another High Templar and another. And GG Solar. He gets a surround. He cleans up the army, and Solar will take the series 3-1. GG. GG, well played. Solar, he will claim the series. Not an easy one. Not an easy series here for Solar. Did win at 3-1, but there were definitely opportunities in this game, even in the last one, in multiple games where Krystianer, he did have certain advantages. Again, you could just sense those frustrations where Krystianer, he just wanted to fight, he just wanted to commit, and he couldn't.